Hi, I'm Saul, I'm an addict. I'll rephrase that, I'm a very grateful recovering crack cocaine and heroin addict. Here I am, living my best life, but you can believe me, it's not always been this way. From the age of 30 to 38, I was an intravenous user, which brought me to my knees. As you can see in the next photo, this was me at the end of my using career. On the 4th of January just gone, I celebrated my 8th year in recovery. First of all, I'd like to thank my mum for giving me a kick up the arse. I said I was going to start this YouTube channel up when we started travelling back on the 1st of December. The fear of starting this up and doing this live recording stuff is immense. As some people will know me, I'm quite a happy-go-lucky chappy and quite chirpy and loud. But doing stuff like this makes me shit myself. Some of you people out there might identify and relate. So, part one journey of my life starting from when I was a child. I'm going to go on a little walk, I think, while I talk this through and try and take my mind off of not shitting myself. Come from a military family, youngest of 4 boys, my poor mum. But we was 9 years old when my parents got divorced and we moved down to the south coast. Which, when we got there, I was basically a spoiled brat, I think my brothers called me. So growing up with a single parent, I misbehaved, being a little shit, being in class, wanted to be the clown, make everybody laugh, and being the court jester basically. First school was pretty manic, as you can imagine. Went to secondary school, started hanging around with the older boys, got into smoking pot, bit of the old squidgy black back in the day, but then that progressed and the spliffs weren't doing it no more, so we turned to the bong. After a few years of that, I ended up taking my first acid trip, which was a black microdot, and things progressed on from there. And it was 12, 13 I think it was, we ended up moving from Lancing and moving into East Worthing, which my smoking got progressively worse and worse. I actually got thrown out when I was 16 and ended up going into a bed and breakfast that was given to me by Worthing Homes, and then they proceeded on to give me a flatlet. Being 16, I was thought this is the right to party now, so party's what I'd done. I was going around with my brothers and drinking, and with the drink inside of it is basically is what most of my criminal convictions are for. Being drunk and disorderly and assaults. Age of 17, I actually got arrested for a fray. Went to prison, got given 9 months, and got sent to Portland YOY, which was like a borstal. My poor mum used to come down on the back of our husband's motorbike, and yeah, it was miles for her to travel, but she still came and see me, kept me in good spirits. Thank you, Mum. So, released from jail, went and moved back home. A few months being back home, got put into another accommodation. Then just things started going out of control again there. So it's I ended up dabbling with party drugs, mixing with the party people, and basically enjoying life, loving life. I was quite a prolific little criminal when I was younger, which was, well, it's been quite a lot of my life really, because, you know, to fund a habit, it's not a 9 to 5 working job's pay. At the age of 21, or 20 actually it was, I actually moved away and met my ex-wife. Thought we had a baby, thought that a baby would sort my problem out basically, and it sort of didn't. Even though I love her dearly, I was an alright dad to begin with, but then when we got divorced, I moved away. I got into the party scene with a few people and ended up just doing copious amounts of anything I can get my hands on basically. Then I was having my daughter, so I was controlling it when I had my daughter around me, and yeah, pretty shit really, pretty shit dad. I quite regret what I've done. So in 2007 I got sentenced again and got taken away to a prison. Thanks again, Mum, for supplying me with everything I need, because everybody needs china plates and cutlery and everything in jail, don't they? You're the best. At the age of 30, I got introduced to heroin and crack cocaine in the needle form. Obviously, being an addict, I don't want no half high. I want it full bore or nothing. So, with that drug addiction, it brought me to my knees, you know. I didn't realise how easy it was to actually get hooked on that stuff, and it didn't take long. I lost everything. I used to make quite a bit of money here, there and everywhere, and it just was never enough. I ended up living on the streets, in stairwells of the car parks, under the pier, bus shelters, just slumming on the streets, and it was pretty horrific. A few years into this, you could see the condition of me completely drop. I couldn't function unless I had a hit. So I thought, best thing for me to do is, because I couldn't give it up, was I stopped seeing my daughter, bless her heart, and cut all my friends out of my life and just went on a mad one basically. So banging up in everywhere I could get my hands, everything I can get my hands on, and yeah, it's horrific, and I don't wish to be back there again. In 2016, I was wanted on a load of charges, and I got sentenced when I was 17. I got sentenced when I was 27. So I thought to myself, hand yourself in when you're 36, get it over and done with, and break that cycle. 2017 was my massive wake-up call. I got arrested for a murder which I didn't commit, which shocked my system, because if I wasn't the user, I'd have never been in that house, blah, de blah, de blah. But anyway, that was a wake-up call, and as soon as I got released from there, I went and spoke with my drug street counsellor and spoke to him about getting into a rehab, which he worked pretty sharpish, and managed to get me in on the 4th of January. 10:30 was my last fix. So he ended up giving me a lift over there, and with all my stuff, we got to the gates of the place, and then he said, "You've got everything you need," blah blah blah. I said, "Yeah," and without even any inkling, I got my mobile phone and I drop kicked it down the road, and the guy, Jim, he just turned around and said to me, he said, "That's probably just saved your life," which in a way probably has, because nobody could have contacted me. I went there and I just got my head buried and into recovery and detox, which, by the way, is an absolute horrific experience of train spotting's got it down to a T. So this is where my recovery started, and catch us on the next clip.